Est-ce que vous êtes prêts? 3, 2, 1, 0. UniKL, UniKL, go! UniKL, go! Ha ha! La 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 la. Sedia semua. UniKL, ayo bagi semua, ayo payung dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bagi semua, ayo payung dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Bila masanya sorakan bergema gelanggang, gempita kejayaan bersama. Tidak kau gentar, tidak kau serah, semangat membara kemenangan tercipta. Lakarlah sejarahmu, burung tata yang satu. Teguh walau gemuruh, lawan pantang ditawan. Oh kibarkan panjang, ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Goan ayo, 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 UniKL, jempol dan rempah, ayo, ayo, UniKL. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo bangkit semua, ayo hayun dan marah, ayo juang selamanya. Ayo, 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 UniKL, UniKL, go! UniKL, go!
Di sini kita menyemai cita, mencapai hasrat murni demi mendukung nusa, merentas masa untuk berjaya, berdiri megah kita di mata dunia. Kepakaran dan amalan tiada tarahan, inovasi tersedia, puncak ke angkasa. Kami UniKL bawa harapan sinaran generasi impian. UniKL, where the knowledge is applied. Oh, datang dari sudut cemerlang, syukur diberi peluang, janji kami terus maju ke puncak jaya dituju.
It's your boy Jeff. Haha. Yeah, chemistry berserata maya, buat ku keliru pilih yang mana. Ramai yang berjaya, tak pandai dapatkannya, apalagi di UniKL tempatnya. Untuk kita mengasah minda, untuk kita menjadi tunjang negara. Hanya satu bombong ada segalanya, di UniKL kita berjaya.
Kepakaran dan amalan tiada tarahan, inovasi tersedia, puncak ke angkasa. Kami UniKL bawa harapan sinaran generasi impian. UniKL, where the knowledge
page
Cik
lah.
mana?
Okay. So far dah ada view. Sementara kita tunggu beberapa orang lagi untuk ramai sikit. Kita minta kerjasama yang mana yang dah join kita punya FB Live tu untuk tolong tekan butang share supaya lebih ramai lagi yang akan dapat tahu tentang live ni. Okay. So minta tolong ya, siapa yang 20 orang yang dah join tu tekan butang share supaya yang lain-lain pun dapat join kita samalah untuk sharing session pada petang ni. Okay. So kita start sekarang. InsyaAllah. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Sekali lagi saya Miss Fatin, Kaunselor UniKL BMI. Akan bertindak sebagai moderator lah untuk petang ni, untuk sharing session kita bersama dengan Cik Nurul Nabilah. Okay, Cik Nurul Nabilah kita merupakan kita punya alumni, UniKL BMI alumni yang sedang bekerja sebagai R&D Engineer di Motorola. Okay. So beliau merupakan alumni DET in Telecommunication, bergraduasi pada tahun 2014, Nabilah?
Ya, betul.
2014. Okay. So currently dekat Motorola, okay, kita tak nak cakap banyak sebab sekejap lagi Bella akan cerita juga sedikit sebanyak tentang background dia. Jadi tak perlulah kot saya nak cerita dengan panjang lebar. So biar tuan punya badan sendiri yang akan share lah. Okay, dia lagi best kalau tuan badan yang bercerita kan. Okay, so mana yang dah join, selamat datang saya ucapkan. Okay, dan sekali lagi saya nak remind, tolong tekan butang share supaya lebih ramai lagi yang dapat tahu, yang dapat join sharing session kita pada petang ni. Okay, so kalau along the way tu ada soalan, anda boleh drop je dekat ruangan komen. Nanti saya akan pick up soalan-soalan tu dan saya akan terus ajukan kepada kita punya speaker lah. Okay. So kalau kata ada isu teknikal ke apa, tak clear ke apa, boleh komen juga kat situ. Kita ada team yang akan bantu untuk rectify, tengok macam mana lah. Sebab kita kadang-kadang takut kita je yang shock sendiri cakap rupanya tengah hang ke apa benda ke kan. So minta tolong respon dekat bahagian komen. Kita jadikan sharing session kita pada petang ni interaktif lah. Okay, so boleh je terus tanya soalan. Okay, so tanpa menunggu lebih lama, saya serahkan pada Bella untuk teruskan dengan sesi kita pada petang ni. Okay, Bella teruskan.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm not sure if you can see. So today I will present on the job application process. I'm not sure whether the participant, whether there is international participant or not. So I will just cover the slide in English, but the Q&A can be in mixed language. So this is my background. My name is Nabilah. You can reach me through this email, LinkedIn profile, and also Instagram. So what I will cover today is a bit of my background, then steps on job application. Finally, I will give some advice and we proceed with Q&A session. But as mentioned by moderator, you can actually ask question directly to the chat, and moderator will ask me straight after the slide presentation. So a bit of my background. I was in UniKL from 2011 to 2014. I'm doing diploma in telecommunication. So as you can see here, the first two picture is during my convocation where I received a President Award. And the last picture is actually in University of New South Wales, Australia, where I have been selected to join a Global Excellent Leadership Program by MARA. This is concurrently during my study in UniKL BMI. So next, I do Master Engineering in Electronic and Communication. in University of Nottingham, UK for 3 years, directly after my diploma. At the moment, after my graduation, I work in Astro for a few months, and then I joined Motorola as R&D Engineer. During my working, during my daily working, I also joined in parallel the Aziata Young CEO Development Program. So that is on my background. If you have any further question, you can ask through Q&A. So without further ado, let's dive to the process of application. Okay, so the first one is resume. So my suggestion is your resume should be 1 page only, because based on research, HR will only spend average of 6 seconds of individual resume, because there is a lot of applicant and they will need to go through the resume very fast, or they will actually use a software simulation to just find keyword from your resume and select the top 25% of resume that cover the skills that they want. So it's very important for your resume to have a related skill for the job that you are applying for. So please include the competency level of your software simulation using these 3: beginner, intermediate, or expert. Don't use icon or star, because it doesn't represent anything. The measurement doesn't present anything. So that is why it is important for you to only use either beginner, intermediate, or expert. Also, based on your final year project or any outside class experience, you should put quantifiable results. For example, if let's say you do a final year project, you put like the solution that I'm suggesting for this project help to solve how many percentage, or help to reduce the pricing of this product for how many %. So you need to put some numbers to justify your results. And
tadi you ada mention regarding competency level kan? So macam certain related orang kata apa, you punya qualification lah. Let's say macam contoh macam kita kan dekat BMI ada AutoCAD. Macam mana, how are we going to know kita punya level, student punya level tu, kita nak rank macam mana? Sebab if we overrated ourselves, nanti during the interview, maybe bila kena test tu, then maybe akan hilang. So how are we going to rate our level? Beginner, intermediate ataupun expert?
okay, so normally if you are applying for job and you are a fresh grad, it will be either in the beginner or intermediate. So if let's say intermediate, it shows like, okay, so I will explain what is the meaning by beginner, intermediate, and expert. So the technical expertise will normally view expert as they give the job to you today. I mean design job that require for you to use engineering simulation software. If let's say they give you today, you only take 3 days to actually submit, to actually publish. For example, for intermediate, you may take 1 week to actually publish your simulation. And for beginner, probably you take a longer time. So it really depends on the time frame for you to actually, the moment you have been given a task, and to what extent of time that you have the ability to submit the final simulation. So I hope that answers. If not, you can further ask during Q&A session.
So we have to be really careful lah untuk rating kita punya level tu, supaya dia tak backfire kita balik lah kan?
Yup, betul. And during interview, you can actually justify whatever level that you put, and they will actually test you.
What about the cert ke ataupun online courses ke yang boleh student ambil untuk jadikan dia orang kata apa added value ke dalam dia punya resume tu kan, to make it they out, orang kata stand out from the rest of the candidate.
Okay, so if let's say you take an online courses, for example, software language, you can actually, normally after the course, you will have a certificate, and that certificate will have a series number. You can either put that series number in your technical skill section in the resume, or during the interview, you can bring that particular certificate. But just include any online courses that you went, if let's say it's related to technical, put under one section of technical skill. If let's say it's a leadership courses, then put under extracurricular section. Okay, so we can proceed. Okay, so next is cover letter. I know that most of company doesn't request a cover letter, but I believe it is a must-have because it shows your initiative, and this is where you can actually highlight your skills, or you can explain further on the things that is not included in the resume. Okay, so what should be included in the cover letter is first your story. Like, why do you want to apply for this specific role? How do you come about that? So why do you want the job? And what value can you bring to the company? So for resume and cover letter, you need to customize based on company, because different company have a different business, and different business require different skill set. So that is why it is important for you to edit your resume and cover letter based on the company that you are applying for. I understand that people normally use one generic template, but I believe in order for you to differentiate yourself with other candidates, you need to customize your resume and cover letter. Okay, so next is LinkedIn profile. As you know, now is a technology era. You need to have a virtual appearance. So that is why probably since the first year, you should already have a LinkedIn profile. Just, it's a free, you can sign up for free and build your professional brand. So you can put your part-time job, you can put your online courses. Also, if you want to take risks, I would suggest for you to apply company outside Malaysia for internship or for specific job role. For example, I understand that most of us are technically coming from technical background, but I would say it's best for you to explore, because during the first year of your career, you will never know whether that job is something that you want to do for your whole life. So I believe that you should explore further. Don't limit yourself in the company within Malaysia. You can apply internationally as well. For example, go out of the box. Like for mechanical engineer, probably you can join Nike. Nike requires a lot of design team. So probably you can join that kind of company as well. Don't limit yourself to just technical company, because I believe the skill set is you need to develop a well-rounded skill set. So before, for example, if you have set up your LinkedIn profile, you should follow the company that you are interested to join in, because they will definitely know if you follow their company, you can actually follow their trend, and it shows that you put initiative to actually understand better about their company. Also, you can get the latest industry trend that will help you through the interview process. And finally, it is network. It is better for you to have a broader network, so it's easier for you to get a job. Okay, this is the most condensed slide that I have that emphasize on the process involved currently in job application. So your job application can come from these 6 or more platform. First is LinkedIn. Second is career fair. Third is job street, company website, direct email to HR. Direct email will normally, if let's say you go to career fair, you get their contact details. That is where you get the direct email to HR. Another one is social media, for example, Instagram. One page that I know that constantly update their job vacancy is TNB. You can actually follow TNB account on Instagram for job application. Okay, the second one is the selection process. So this is depend on the company. You can either be tested on 6 of these points or either or. Okay, so the latest experience that I have is to submit a video resume for 2 minutes. So when they already justify you should submit 2 minutes, you can either submit exact 2 minutes or 1 minute 50 seconds. It is better for you not to exceed the limit of 2 minutes because they will count that as well as you are not following the rule. Okay, normally the process after you submit resume, you will have online tests. So this online test will test you on numerical, verbal, and your IQ basically. Okay, so they can use online platform or they can use a gamification app. They will ask you to download an app and there will be a game that tests the speed and accuracy in numerical, or they can design it to select any skills that they want. Okay, so after done this process, some company will have an assessment center where you meet them face to face. So assessment center will normally consist of 2. One is face to face interview with the panel. Second is group work. So they will give you a game, or this can be designed and any kind of simulation to actually test your true character. Okay, the last one is case study. Some company will give you a case study for you to prepare in 10 minutes and come back to them and present your outcome. Okay, so after you've done all this, there will always be a final interview, sometime with C-suite or department head. Okay, either they will do it formally or they will do it informal. So if let's say informal, they will invite you for lunch or for a coffee chat to actually judge on your personality trait. For instance, if they invite you for a coffee chat, they will see your energy, how do you treat the waiter, how do you start the conversation. So it's all, they will observe you personally on your character. Okay, so another important point is normally when you have passed through the selection process, they know that you have a certain standard of IQ. So what they want to test you in the interview is more towards EQ and empathy. So empathy is ability for you to understand other people as well. And how well do you work with other people. So that's why it is important for you to be diverse in your skill set and also your interests. Okay, so I share with you some statistics. So I have John.
Sorry, nak interrupt sikit kan untuk slide yang before ni.
Okay.
So, dalam during this PKPB period ataupun kita kata maybe sampai end of this year, post mass gathering tu will not are not going to happen lah kita katakan. So macam career fair, benda-benda yang melibatkan mass gathering tu kita mungkin takkan ada. So most probably they have to apply jobs through email. So how, macam mana what they have to do, what a student should do masa nak apply, nak send their application through email tu. The manner, sebab bila melalui face to face punya proses tu, hanya apa yang di value tu hanyalah berdasarkan email yang dihantar kan. So how, macam mana cara ataupun tips on nak send job application through email tu, what are the manners that student should ada dalam email tu untuk apply that kind of job? Nak send job application through email tu, what are the manners that student should ada dalam email tu untuk apply that kind of job?
Okay, so I will answer. First, focus on the question of email manner. Second one is what you can do to apply during MCO period. Okay, so for email manners, first, if let's say you have a direct email to HR, you have their direct email address, you need to submit your cover letter and resume. So the email, you need to include the subject, okay, and just briefly explain in what role you are excited to join. That doesn't need to be a long paragraph in the email, just a very specific one. But the thing that you need to note on is don't ever send your job application or email through phone. If let's say you're using iPhone, when you send email, they will have indicated in the email that it is sent from iPhone. So that is not a good effort showed by the candidate. So it's better for you just to use your laptop in job application. So to address the second question, during MCO, company will keep hiring. I know this because previously I have joined Samsung webinar, and I have also joined virtual career fair conducted by MOHE. I will share the link. Okay, so the hiring process still ongoing. Just the difference is all is done virtually. Company said that they will keep hiring. So what you need to do is, like I mentioned previously, you need to browse through LinkedIn, you need to browse through Instagram on the company that you are interested to join, because they will publish on their application process through that particular platform. And the virtual career fair, you can just type in Google, virtual career fair 2020, you will have a list of that. So you can just sign up and create an account, submit your resume there, and you can directly apply from the website. So I hope that answered the question.
Okay Bella, so macam dari segi interview pula macam mana? How since UniKL, we are the technical university. So how are we going to nail the technical interview punya part? Macam mana kita nak tackle because bila di campus saya conduct the mock interview punya proses, kadang-kadang student tu they tend to be, most of them lah, tend to be very general. Dia tak boleh nak spesifikkan bila nak menjawab pertanyaan kita tu kan. So how, macam mana nak survive the interview bila kita ditanya soalan berkenaan dengan technical interview tu?
Okay, so first kali, what you can prepare is you need to know the current trend in the industry that you want to join. For example, oil and gas. You know, oil and gas drop past few weeks starting MCO. So you really need to read on that. So basically, first understand the trend of the industry. Second one, understand the trend of the company that you are applying for. So for example, what is the latest strategic partnership that the company have done? Or what project they are working on currently? What are their focus? Is their focus 5G? Is their focus on any new key technology area? So you need to know that particular subject. So then I will probably share with you my experience for technical interview. So some of the company that I have been through on their technical interview is TNB. So how TNB do their technical interview is they use gamification. You need to pass this online test first before you get direct interview with them. And there will be 5 panel of technical expertise that will question you on your technical competency on your final year project. They will drill you to the max of their ability on the skill set that you mentioned in your resume. Other than that, I also interview with Bosch. So Bosch will normally give you a written examination before the interview on technical subject. So for instance, if you take mechanical, they will give a mechanical design test or electronic design test. Then they will interview you face to face. Also, they will give you, for instance, interview in Dyson. You will need to disassemble their product and explain in detail what is the function of each part and how, from your understanding of technical, how it should function, or you need to explain in depth using a technical terms. Okay, other than that, some company will just have a face-to-face interview. For example, TM, Motorola, and Intel. Based on my experience, they will question you on your final year project and what are your technical aspirations. If let's say you want to be IR, so in what specific technical niche that you want to be in. So they will dive deep. The question will dive deep into the technical. So that is my experience for technical interview.
So pentinglah kat situ FYP project tu kan untuk buat betul-betul supaya dia boleh jadi orang kata apa, strong point untuk kita bila di interview nanti kan. So dengar tu student semua, so FYP buat betul-betul, jangan beli FYP ya, buat betul-betul.
Okay. So during my job interview or during my 3 years of working experience, I joined a lot of conference. So one of the conference that I joined is with Job Street. Okay, as you can see the number here, I picked from the Statistic Malaysia 2018. So we have 4.69 graduate per year in Malaysia only. So if we combine with overseas student, Malaysian that study overseas, it can nearly be 5 million plus. So that is a big number. How can you stand out as applicant to apply for job among this 5 million pool of applicant? So my advice is, first, get a life. You know, do more things outside the classroom. You know, outside of your current job. You need to explore your passion, explore something new, try a new hobby, meet a different people, join a program that is outside your circle, you know, meet a lot of people by joining a program outside. Second one is self-awareness. Okay, this is very important for you to question yourself since the first semester. If let's say you take a certain course, you need to understand why you choose that course in the first place. You know, understand why you choose that course. Because in the job interview, you will need to understand yourself in order for you to explain to people. So for example, you need to understand your strengths and weaknesses. Because if you are applying for a job, they want to know why they should choose you instead of other candidates. So you need to be able to highlight the most accomplished or the most impactful accomplishment that you have. The third one is stay up to date. You need to be up to date on the technology trend, on the industry trend. This can be done by reading or browsing through the internet. You know, don't limit yourself to just, you know, tech reading. You know, you can use many resources. YouTube can be part of it as well. You know, so understand yourself. If you are the kind of people that like to read, please proceed. If you are a visual learner, use YouTube. If you are auditory learner, use Spotify or any other app that provide something like podcasts. Okay, so the next important part is invest in yourself. Start learning from now. Really question yourself. Do a self-reflection. You know what you want to do in life, what you want to achieve in life. What are your passion? What are your personality trait? You know, are your personality trait jive to the course that you are doing, jive to the job that you are doing? Okay, and the second last is attitude. This is the most important one. Skills can be learned, but your character shows your true self. So it is important for you to develop a good character, build a good character since young, and always have a can-do attitude, because even what I mentioned, the content that I present today might not be relevant in the near future. So that's why you need to have learning agility. You need to be adaptable to the changes that is happening around the industry. So what skills that you have now might not be relevant in the near future. So that is why it is important for you to try and learn new things. Last one is expand your comfort zone. Okay, so even though we are coming from a technical background, I believe that it is important for you to understand business. It is important for you to have financial literacy as well. For instance, if you create a product, a technical product, so what is the reason you're creating such product? It's because you want to solve the customer problem and you want to understand the customer need. So in order for you to sell your product, you need to understand all this. So it is better for you to have a well-rounded skill set. Okay, if there is any further question, we can proceed with the question. If, let's say, I am not able to answer the question during the session, you can reach me through email, through my LinkedIn, or you can direct message me through my Instagram, and I check all this platform daily. So I will try to respond as soon as possible.
Okay Bella, tadi saya ada perasan di awal-awal slide tu Bella ada mention regarding GEL program yang diorganize by Mara kan. So boleh Bella explain bagaimana GEL tu impact dan influence your life masa di BMI. Dan sekarang ni you join Youth Aziata punya program tu kan. So even dah kerja pun you masih actively, knowing you personally, I know lah you very active kan. So kenapa masih nak join lagi? Dah kerja pun masih nak join lagi program-program yang macam tu kan. So boleh Bella share.
Okay, so first I will go through the MARA program, Global Excellent Leadership, as you can see here. Okay, then I will go through on the Aziata Young CEO Development Program. So during my second year of study in UniKL, I applied for the leadership program. We need to go through some selection process. Then we will have a bootcamp style, or we will have a monthly or quarterly meetup per year. And it will cover broad topic on leadership. So why I joined that is because I believe that learning doesn't happen in classroom only. So that is why I joined that program. Also, I want to broaden my networking. I want to meet new friends. I want to get to know more people. And if you ask me, even though currently I'm working, I still searching for a development program, because you need to understand not all company or not all university can provide a development program for you. So it is important for you to take a self-initiative to further enhance your skill. So that is why I joined these two programs. So why particularly I joined Aziata program is during my second year of work, I find it start to be repetitive. And in order for me to expand my comfort zone, I want to understand other business section. For example, business. So I know that I am not well equipped in financial literacy. So that is why I decided to join this program. And even though applying for such program, I would say the process is same as job application. Because for Axiata program, there is 3,000 applicant online. You need to pass through online tests. So only top 25 will be selected. And from these 3,000 applicants, they will only select top 50 applicant. And the remaining will be from Axiata company. So in order for you to stand out, you really need to be to really explore yourself by doing different things. So when I joined this program, we will have to work with different companies. So I will share with you the experience. So the first company that we are working with is Starbucks Southeast Asia, where we need to do a service innovation for their company. So we only been given 2 days to actually work on the business challenge. We need to come up with a market projection, feasible solution. And to come up with this, we require diverse skill. So that is why the participant actually come from a different background and from 50 different company. So we all have a different role, but we need to understand our strength and contribute accordingly. And the second company that I would be able to work with is IKEA, Coca-Cola, to work on their product. So it is very interesting, even though I'm coming from a technical background. I understand food and beverages, I understand consumer side, I understand manufacturing side. I think this all this experience will actually set you apart from other candidates. So that is why it is important for you to search for this kind of program outside by browsing through social media or internet in general to join this kind of program, because surely it will differentiate you from other thousands candidates.
So this is how we are going to stand out from the rest of the candidates, kan? Starting from the zaman study lagi, you have to be different, kan? So
Yes.
walaupun dah masuk kerja pun, we can't stay, orang kata apa, dekat tempat yang sama je without improving ourselves dengan other skills, or else kita takkan step the ladder lah kot, kan? So we will remain in the same position for the rest 10 years and not being productive at all, kan?
Yes. Also, during my study, another platform that you can actually develop your soft skill is sports. Sport is not just a game. It's if you join a team sport, it will help you for your leadership skills, for you to understand other people's character, for you to work with other people. So coordination, to work on the strategy. So that actually helps you in your corporate life later on. So I suggest for you to be active in sports.
Okay, Bella, before this you mentioned you work for Astro before moving to the current company Motorola, kan? So what makes you decided to change after only staying for a few months, kan, dekat Astro? So what makes you decided to change? If you can share with us.
Okay, so the program that I joined for Astro is Technology Associate Program, where it is a rotation basis through many business function. So after I've done 3 rotation, I start to self-reflect. You know, I study electronic and communication, and it is a technical background. Also, Astro is an entertainment company. So I am questioning myself, do I want to dive to technical or I want to explore? At that particular time, I decide I want to pursue technical. So that is why I challenge myself and to go to Motorola. I have done my internship previously in Motorola, so I have contact inside. So that's where I apply. But then, like I mentioned, life is a journey. You will never know exactly what will happen to you tomorrow or any other day. So it is important for you to utilize the time that you have to actually explore the skill set and try different things, you know, because in the early stage is where you can actually gamble, you can take risks because the consequences will not be as big. But when you already have hold any position and by that time you decide to explore, then that will be a problem. Also, when I work in Motorola, I realized that even like hardware, it's not gonna be here for the next 10 years. You know, probably everything will be shift to software. So how do you want to stay relevant in the industry? That is what you need to question yourself. And even though currently I am also actually doing a self-reflection, you know, what I want to do in the long term, because it's a journey. It's never a one approach process. You know, you need to try multiple approach and see which works for you. But whatever it is, the important skill is to actually have a social intelligence for you to understand the current need of the community and nation as a whole. So you need to be able to utilize the knowledge that you have to contribute to others, you know, because when you having a technical expertise, it's about how do you share the knowledge that you have so that everyone else can benefit from the skill that you have and you can make an impact to other people life as well.
Okey Bella, kita ada soalan daripada Facebook, daripada Ezri Ezrul Ezwan. Okey, soalan dia ada dua soalan. So yang pertama, what is the biggest challenge you face during your study in UK? Any advice to those who want to study abroad?
Okay, so the most challenging moment for me, there's a lot, to be honest. But I will highlight two most challenge. Okay, first is the mathematics and physics module. Okay, the way they teach us is different. You know, here you have a formula, you use the formula. But there you need to understand where does that formula come from, why you choose this particular formula instead of other formula. So basically you need to prove and need to justify. And I believe that is a good ground to actually develop your critical thinking. And little that I know, the most important module that actually impact me till today is on ethics. You know, so I take one module on engineering ethics. The lecturer give this one particular question: is engineering and politics relates? Discuss. So even though it's a simple question, it can be elaborated in any way that you want. And I believe this kind of question is actually good. It's an open-ended question, so it challenges your creative skill to actually come from a different angle of view, different perspective. Another challenge is during my final year project. Actually, during my final year project, I work on a medical solution. So I designed a sensor for patient in ICU. So patient in ICU will normally have infection due to the tube, the breathing tube. So I designed a sensor to detect the infection. The challenge is I'm coming from an electronic background. I don't study biomedical. And during my final year, I only have 6 months to actually develop the prototype, and we receive a grant. So it needs to be proceed to clinical trials. So in order for me to catch up on that biomedical engineering in a short period of time, it is a challenge. But the way I motivate myself is, if let's say this project is successfully implemented, it can benefit the patient, not just in UK, but throughout the world. Because this particular technology is novel and it's an innovation project. So the second question is tips to if you want to study outside. First, my advice is to really research on what course do you want to do. My thought process when I apply to study in university in UK, the first thing that come to my mind is actually employment after study, not the qualification that I will receive. So the way I search is, I go to the internet, then I search for university that have the highest employability rate. So it happened to be at that particular year, it's coming from Nottingham, 92% employability rate after graduate. So that is why I choose that particular university. So my advice is, understand what you really want. Question yourself, why you want to do this course, why you want to further this job. So really thoroughly research before you further. Second is equip yourself with a social intelligence skill, teamwork, build your character. It will be the same process as I mentioned before. Build your competency level. So that is it from me.
Okay, second question from Ezri juga. Does your syllabus in UniKL really helpful to your current job?
Okay. First, it depends on your role, on your job role. If you apply to the role that is specific to the course, then yes, it will be 40% or 50% useful. For example, like me, I'm studying telecommunication. So I study in depth on fiber optic. It does help me in my career and also my final year project. But if let's say you don't apply or you don't have a role that is specific to your course, then probably 10% of the total university year that you can actually take and implement during your career. So my advice is, don't 100% depends on it. Equip yourself with the current trend. Use as many as free resources available online, because I believe there is a lot. Don't limit yourself to just one particular section.
Okay Bella, so next question daripada Nur Sofia Zamri. How long you would suggest before we explore to another job?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. If you ask my opinion, it depends on individual. If you ask me, within 6 months, I already know whether I want to stay or I do not want to stay. So, because you need to be observant. When you go into a certain environment, observe everything. On character, on the way people work, on the role, on the industry. By that 6 months, normally you will already know whether you yourself suit to be in the company or not. But I believe people will say that it's a short period of time. So that's why I mentioned it really depends on individual. Don't limit yourself and don't believe the naysayer. Naysayer will say, you don't have a 1 year job experience, it's hard for you to get a job. There is a lot of good candidate, how can I be selected? don't believe in these negative thoughts, because I believe if you put enough effort in yourself, you can actually be selected or be differentiated from any other applicant. So my suggestion is for you to really question yourself, what do you want to achieve in life? From there, you can actually know what career you want, what you want to be as a person, what do you find fulfilling, because some people find it fulfilling to work with machine, and some people find it fulfilling to work with other people. So understand yourself. I would say that is the first step. Thank you.
Okay Bella, since kita ada lebih kurang 8 minit je lagi, so last question daripada Microsoft Teams. Some students did not do well academically dalam dia punya study kan. Will they have chances to be employed in the top company?
My answer is yes, because it really...
Okay, sekejap Bella. Dan juga what the student should do to ensure to market themselves better.
Okay. Okay, so my answer to that is yes, you have the potential to join any company that you want. Doesn't matter of your academic achievement. I can say that because I believe I am also not a bright student. SPM, I just score 5A, and that is only for the core subject. But my suggestion is, if let's say you don't achieve as much in academic, what you should do is develop the skill set. You can take a license, technical license outside. You can take online courses outside. You can join development program outside. And by having all these certificate, it can actually put you at the top selection for hiring. Because in the end, it's not what you can do on paper that is impactful, but how you can benefit to others is the most important thing. So that's why I believe the skills that you have really distinguish whether you are a good candidate or not. So if you, let's say, you can highlight on your technical skill and really show that I have actually worked part-time in this area, I have proof that I can do this technical skill within this specific time, that will definitely set you as a good candidate. And how to brand yourself, like I mentioned, try different things, explore your passion. If let's say you like, it can be diverse, don't limit yourself to anything. It can be cooking, it can be learning how to edit photos. So I will share with you my experience. Like recently I just browsed through YouTube how to do a virtual engagement. Little that I know that it will impact my professional life. So just explore anything that you want, develop the competency on the thing that you are interested in. So that is my advice.
Okay, last question ni memang betul last lah ni ya. Daripada Sofia, sambungan daripada soalan dia tadi. Is it good to include in our resume, let's say macam kita lompat company dalam short period punya time kan. So sebab based on what she heard, employer yang ni akan question banyak dan tend untuk tidak trust the candidate. So what is your opinion on this?
My opinion is you can decide whether you want to put it or not. Definitely the interviewer will ask you on the gap in terms of time. So if you can justify the gap, you are good to go. For me, if you have a specific reason, there's no reason to hide it, you know. They will definitely understand that you are just starting in career, so we can explore. There's no right or wrong. I believe there's no one way to do it. It really how you clarify to them why you make such decision. because you are the one who are doing the job and you have the right to actually choose what job you want to be in. If you can justify the skill set that you have, I don't think it's a problem.
Okey, ada masuk lagi satu soalan di minit-minit terakhir ni kan. Ada yang bertanya daripada Hazlinda Hamzah. At this tough time, what do you think, finding job ataupun sambung study?
Okay. It really depends on what you want to achieve. If let's say you want to go to the academician path, for example, you want to be a lecturer, you want to publish paper, you want to publish journal, you want to have a patent, by all means, go to further study. But if let's say you want to develop your skill set in terms of technical, I would suggest you to go direct to working life, because it will be counted as a job experience, in terms of years. So it really depends on individual. It depends on what you want to achieve in life. So like I mentioned, if you want to climb the corporate ladder, by all means, apply job. If you want to go to academician path or technical expertise path, so you go to further studies.
Okay, Bella, last words from you before we end our session today.
So last word is always have a positive mindset. It's hard, actually it's hard to have that constantly, but you need to train yourself and keep exploring yourself. Never stop learning. Continuous improvement is crucial in this current era. Never stay static or constant for a long period of time. Go try, experience different things in life, go travel, go explore different hobby. You will discover yourself more and more. If you ask me during my further study what I learned the most, I would say I learned more on myself, on what I can bear and what I cannot bear. So it is important for you to have a self-awareness. So enjoy life, live the adventure.
Okay, thank you Bella for joining us. Okay, actually we plan to have this session in BMI since last year kan Bella, tapi due to other commitment, work commitment, kita tak dapat nak invite Bella to our campus. But since during PKP ni, actually despite all the hassle that we have to go through, actually ada benda tu dia jadi mudah. Let's say macam contoh dia macam sharing session yang sekarang ni, we don't have to actually be there physically, tapi we can have that kind of session going on kan. Tak kira di mana saja that speaker berada, so we can have this sharing session bila-bila kita nak, any yang convenient time lah. So thank you so much for sudi menjadi speaker untuk session kita pada hari ini. So yes, student, macam apa yang Bella dah share, you have to be different, you have to orang kata apa, keluar daripada you punya comfort zone to stand out from the rest of the candidates. Okay, dalam musim macam ni banyak walaupun masih ada peluang pekerjaan yang diberikan, tapi at the same time those yang apply tu masih ramai. Jadi you have to be different. Banyak inisiatif yang UniKL dah buat, terutamanya untuk student degree, tax profiling tu. So bukan saja-saja kita buat, that is for you guys untuk explore yourself better and know yourself better. So throughout the study, throughout your punya degree life, 3 to 4 years tu, you know you punya area of improvement, you know mana yang you punya strength. So develop yourself, join sports, join anything yang you suka buat untuk develop you punya attitude, character dan sebagainya. So itu saja. saya rasa untuk session kita pada hari ini, insyaAllah we will have another speaker untuk next session yang akan datang. So thank you so much Bella.
Thank you, Miss.
And the
Thank you,
rest
UniKL.
untuk hari ni, alhamdulillah ramai juga yang join kita punya live session hari ni ya. So thank you so much. So anything kalau you nak tanya lebih lanjut, kalau segan ke nak tanya dalam live session kita tadi, so Bella dah ada share dia punya LinkedIn account, dia punya email, so you can directly ask her lah. I know her personally, she's very helpful. So just reach out, tak kisah daripada kampus mana, bukan daripada BMI je, she's very helpful, percayalah. Okay, so just ask her, dan dia ada banyak experience. Okay, so kalau dia tak ada mention tadi, so tapi dia pernah bagi tahu dengan saya lah. Actually Motorola offer kat dia, apa dia panggil Bella? Open apa?
After internship, dia bagi recommendation letter, open position anytime you want to come in.
So that's why after few months working in Astro, dia boleh decide untuk pergi Motorola sebab Motorola offer kat dia anytime dia nak, senang cakap beginilah, anytime dia nak kerja for Motorola, Motorola akan terima. So kalau you nak this kind of punya offer, so you have to brand yourself, you have to develop yourself untuk jadi better. Okay, so okay, itu sajalah. Ni daripada tadi itu sajalah kan. Okay, so kita akan end. So insyaAllah kita akan buat lagi session yang akan datang untuk cater regarding career ataupun any input yang bermanfaat untuk student UniKL. Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian, terima kasih.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you Bella.
Est-ce que vous êtes prêts? 3, 2, 1, 0.
You, me,